Have you ever noticed that some of the smartest people you know seem a little lonely? Maybe they spend hours alone, reading, thinking, or just staring into space. But here's the twist. Their solitude isn't a problem, it's their superpower. Stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why being alone might actually make intelligent people smarter and happier than anyone else. And trust me, it's not what you think.
Let's start with a story. Meet Sarah, a software engineer in Berlin. Every Friday, her friends go out to bars and parties. But Sarah? She prefers her apartment, a cup of tea, and a notebook full of ideas. People called her antisocial, but in reality, she was deeply focused on learning and thinking. Psychologists call this the difference between surface-level socializing and deep thinking. Intelligent people crave depth. Small talk feels boring. Here's a question. Did you know that someone who avoids small talk might actually have higher emotional intelligence? Surprising, right?
Imagine your brain as a battery. Social interactions, especially meaningless ones, drain it. For intelligent people who are constantly analyzing, planning, and thinking, that battery is already running at full power. Take Elon Musk, for example. Known for working insane hours, he's often described as preferring minimal social distractions. That doesn't mean he hates people. It means he values mental energy over endless chatter. Ever wondered why some of the smartest people are introverts? Here's the secret. They recharge their brains differently, and it's not by scrolling Instagram or chatting at parties.
When you're alone, your brain enters what psychologists call the default mode network. Sounds fancy, but it's basically your brain's idea incubator. Albert Einstein reportedly spent hours walking alone, thinking deeply about the universe. J.K. Rowling often wrote in quiet cafes, lost in her own imagination. Solitude allows the mind to connect ideas in ways social noise just can't. I remember my college friend Alex, who was brilliant at coding. He'd spend days alone in his room, and the result? He created a small app that eventually got thousands of downloads. When he tried to brainstorm in a group, progress was slow. Alone, he thrived. Here's a crazy fact. Studies show that people who spend time alone come up with more original solutions than those constantly surrounded by others. Want to know why? Keep watching.
Intelligent people also crave self-understanding. Being alone isn't loneliness, it's self-reflection. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor. He wrote meditations while alone, exploring his thoughts, fears, and desires. Today, his journals inspire millions. When we're alone, we confront our own minds, which leads to better decision-making, emotional stability, and even happiness. Here's a question for you. Do you ever get uncomfortable when you're completely alone? For some, it's scary, but for the intelligent, it's like a playground for the mind. Being smart doesn't mean you follow the crowd. In fact, intelligent people often avoid groupthink, the trap where everyone blindly agrees. Greta Thunberg, the climate activist, she spent long hours researching, reflecting, and acting on her beliefs, even when most adults ignored her. Her solitude allowed her to think independently and take bold action. Want to know a little secret? Some of the greatest discoveries in history happened because someone chose to think alone rather than follow the majority.
Being alone isn't the same as being lonely. Loneliness is pain. Solitude is choice. Psychologist Susan Cain, author of Quiet, explains that introverts, who often score high on intelligence tests, thrive on solitude. They don't just cope with being alone, they enjoy it because it fuels their thinking, learning, and creativity. Think of Bill Gates during the early days of Microsoft. He spent weekends locked in his office, reading and coding. Friends worried he was lonely, but Gates later admitted that this alone time helped him see solutions no one else could. Here's a surprising twist. Spending time alone can actually improve your social skills. How? Because intelligent people use solitude to process social interactions, not escape them.
Okay, maybe you're thinking, I want to be smart like them, but I hate feeling alone. Here are some tips. Set thinking time daily. Even 30 minutes can help. Disconnect from social media. The constant noise drains your brain. Explore hobbies alone. Reading, writing, painting, coding. Reflect and journal. Writing down your thoughts improves clarity and creativity. My friend Emma started meditating and journaling for 20 minutes a day. Within weeks, she noticed clearer ideas, better focus, and less anxiety around social interactions. So, why do intelligent people prefer being alone? They crave deep thinking over small talk. They protect their mental energy. Solitude sparks creativity and original ideas. It builds self-understanding and independence. It helps them avoid groupthink. Being alone isn't a curse, it's a choice. And when used wisely, it's a tool for growth, intelligence, and happiness. Next time you see someone spending hours alone, don't assume they're lonely. They might just be sharpening their mind for greatness, and maybe even changing the world. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, do you prefer solitude or do you recharge with people? I'm curious to hear your story.